Hello everybody, welcome back to Diecast Driven. It's been a while. Since we've done a live stream. Today, as you can see here, we have Cody Dennison's number 2 Truck Series debut car from Martinsville. If there's any issues with the audio, let me know. Let's see. Alright, I think everything's set up pretty nicely. Hi Emily, how are you doing? Long time no see. Hope everyone's doing well. We're just gonna jump into it. Except I do have to see one thing. Hold on, my chat disappeared. How do I get that back? Hold on, technical difficulties. I guess I might just have to deal with it. Oh well. What if do you think if I refresh this page, it's going to... Busy work, excited to be off and watch them escaping. Well, I'm here to offer that. It might not be the most entertaining thing you'll see all week, but it'll be something. Decaling. Well, escaping, decaling. You're escaping while watching some decaling. So, hopefully it'll be entertaining. Hold on, I just have to move a few things around here. It's been a while. It's been like 2 weeks or so since I've done this. So alright, whatever. We'll just go with it. I guess I could just look over there. So instead, normally I have my live chat over that direction. Today it's over in that far direction for some reason. Not entirely sure why. But anyway, I just got myself some nice new warm water to put the decals in, and we are off to the races. Now, I already added the nose decals because they were a pain in the butt, and I had to use the heat gun, and it was a very in-depth process, and I had to hold the car, well, the truck in this case, close to me. So that's why the nose and the hood are already on the car. They turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the way that it looks. And then, of course, as you guys can see, we have the chrome finish on this car. It's got a lot of fingerprints in it, but that's all right. We'll get all those out. One thing, 1 second, I can reach all the way over here and show you guys, is this car I just finished for Cody's book Ride and Die series. So this is the ARCA car that he raced at Daytona with the chrome finish. So that one has been completed, and that will go with his book series. Whoever bought the helmet gets, I gotta get this right, I don't exactly remember. Whoever bought the helmet gets that one, and the fire suit gets this one, or vice versa. I don't remember. But I'm also working on the boxes. That's taking some time. But yeah, so it's been an interesting few weeks. Haven't gone live, obviously. I was reffing a few soccer games as I have my reffing license, and been out of town for a few of those weeks, or for a couple of those weekends as well. So I haven't really been doing a whole lot of working on these cars and stuff, but happy to get back to it and hopefully offer some interesting escapism for you guys out there. Now, this truck was for Cody's debut in the truck series at Martinsville back in April, I want to say. So it's been a while since. No, maybe it was before. It had to be before April. Well, maybe it was March. Might have even been March. It was for his truck series debut in March, I'm thinking. But since then, he has raced at Texas, The Rock, and this weekend is Charlotte. Oh, I think he also did Kansas. I think. Maybe he didn't race at Texas yet. I'm not entirely sure. But this weekend is at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Very nice track. I've been there multiple times. It's a nice venue. They always put on a good show there. And it's just obviously it's the home of NASCAR. So the decals, I took a little bit of extra time up front to overlay everything on here. I don't know if I love that. It helps when applying the large decal just over the entire side of the car instead of doing each individual one. But I'm not, I guess I don't love the fact that, yeah, it looks pretty good. I don't love the fact that I'm kind of constrained with what I initially came up with as far as the placement of all the decals go. But overall, I think it looks pretty good. Flux came on board recently with Cody. I'm not entirely sure what Flux is, but it's cool that he keeps getting sponsors and sort of, working his way up, attracting attention for all the right reasons. He's been getting solid finishes. I want to say it might have been Kansas. He was in the top 20. I think he finished 19th or something. So, making waves for all the right reasons and just slowly working his way up the leaderboard, being consistent, not tearing trucks up. So it's pretty neat. But yeah, hopefully you guys are all good. Hopefully the audio's good. Like I said, it's been a little while since I've done this. So, not entirely sure if I got all the settings right this time. Still not a streamer. Learning as we go. Flux capacitor. I don't think it has anything to do with Back to the Future. Great movie franchise though. Back to the Future is one of the good ones, where all three movies are pretty good. There isn't really much that I could say bad about all three of those movies. But no, I honestly don't know what Flux is as a sponsor. All I know is they're on the car, or truck in this case, and they're helping Cody out, which is cool. So, this weekend, tomorrow actually, Cody will be racing again at Charlotte Motor Speedway. I think it's at 8 p.m., something like that. And he'll be rocking the Timcast number 2 Ford F-150. That looks very similar to this truck that you're seeing here, with the big old wings down the side of it. And again, I didn't design I didn't do anything with the design for this car, but I made all the decals myself, so that I could apply them to the truck and the cars. So everything as far as the fit goes for this was done by me. Worked with Cody, and he got me some files, and I was able to turn it into a decal sheet. So yeah, just a really cool partnership that I'm able to work with him to get some trucks made. Now, he did say that he wants his ARCA car from Talladega, so I'll probably have to get to that at some point in the future. I still have to finish the 5164s, but I'll get to that in the not too distant future. I really wanted to get these ones done. Like I said, that ARCA car, getting that done was a tall task and a priority. And then getting this thing done, because these two people paid the most for his book tier. I don't exactly remember how much it was, but it was a significantly higher amount than the normal car tiers, just the 164s. I think those were $500, just still a lot, and you get the book and everything that went with it, but you also get the special die cast, the 1 of 1 in this case, and in the car's case, or 1 of 50 in the case of the 164. So pretty neat piece of history. I'm also designing the boxes to get those done. Working with my sister on that. Shout out. And it's gonna be really cool. It's not gonna be perfect. None of this is perfect, because I'm just a guy. I'm just a person working on these things. But it's gonna turn out really cool. And I hope all the people that get them know all the work that went into them and can appreciate it. Hopefully. We'll see. I know a lot of times people just look at the end product and don't think about the manufacturing or anything like that. I mean, I wouldn't call this manufacturing necessarily, but all the time that it takes to make these things. And I'm not a big production facility. I'm just a guy in his basement. So yeah, hopefully everybody's doing well out there. See, we got some people on the stream. That's fun. Having a nice, relaxing Thursday evening before Memorial Day weekend. Some big racing coming up this weekend. We got first the Truck Series, I think, is on Friday night. I would assume the Xfinity Series is on Saturday. And then I want to say Monaco Grand Prix Sunday morning. Let's see, weekend schedule. Oh yeah, it's packed. Trucks on Friday, Saturday's Xfinity, Cups on Sunday. And that's after the 600, or the Indianapolis 500. So we got 500 miles in Indy, and then 600 miles in Charlotte. Kyle Larson's going for the double. Very much looking forward to that. Hoping he can get a better finish in the Indy race than he did last year. I want to say he had a speeding penalty or something, and that's why he didn't get the finish that he was looking for. And then, what was it? Yeah, the 500 got rain pushed it back, and then that Larson was, by the end of that race, Larson wasn't able to get to Charlotte to start the 600, and by the time the 600 started, he wasn't there. Then eventually he got there, but it rained and it was shortened anyway. And I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, like, they had the track dry and they could have gone back racing, but they basically just sent everybody home. And I think there were rumors at the time that it was Fox's decision that they sent everybody home, or they didn't want to go back racing. I don't know if that's I can't confirm that or deny it, but if that's the case, NASCAR needs to get a tighter grip on how the proceedings go, we'll say. But yeah, hopefully this weekend's better. I haven't really looked at the forecast. I don't know if it's supposed to rain in Charlotte or Indy. Hopefully neither, but you never know. The more important race that will be going on is actually tomorrow at 1:45. It's the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile race. I will be looking forward to that. Apparently they're going to be live streaming it on Twitter, X. So that should be fun. I don't know, it's just something stupid, but kind of fun. There's only 6 Oscar Mayer Wienermobiles in existence. So all 6 of them are already at the track, ready to race. So I don't exactly know what to expect, but it's going to be interesting, hopefully. So, oh, and Cody did run the 2 truck for his debut at Martinsville, and then when he went to Rockingham, I believe he was in the 22. And I want to say, I swear they went to Texas. Maybe they didn't go to Texas. Maybe they went to Kansas. Maybe he went to Texas as well. I don't remember. But he was in the 22 truck for that. So it'll be interesting to see what number he's in this week. I think it's the 2, but I'm not entirely sure. You could probably look it up pretty quick. See what the entry list is for the trucks. We'll take a look here. But yeah, it's been cool to see more sponsors come on board. Let's see what the entry list is. Yeah, Cody Dennison, number 2. Oops. So that'll be fun. Hopefully he does well. Like I said, he's been getting better every single race. So he's had some weird luck though. Some weird things have happened. Same thing with Frankie Muniz. Oh my goodness, I feel so bad for that guy. He's just trying to like live out a dream racing in NASCAR, and he has had some of the worst luck I've ever seen. Tires going down, people running into him, getting in his way, just the weirdest stuff happening to the poor guy. And like, I don't know, hopefully he gets it turned around, but honestly, there's really not much he can do about it. Sometimes that's just how it goes. So yeah, hopefully Frankie can find some better luck in the near future and start running better. I mean, he's been running good. It's not like he's been running poorly. It's just every time it seems that he's running well, something happens. Same thing sort of with Cody too. Somebody runs into him, or he gets a flat tire, or something goes wrong. And that's, I mean, I'm not a racer, but I guess that's racing. It's amazing how much has to go right just to get a top 15 finish, you know, or a top 10 finish or whatever. And then, you know, obviously to get a top 5 or a win, how much has to go right. Pit crew, every component on the vehicle withstanding the race, the stress, the pressure, all that stuff, durability. So yeah, hopefully Frankie can get it turned around luck-wise. I mean, I know he doesn't have anything directly to do with that, but I don't know if he's racing this weekend or not. This chair is squeaky. I gotta figure that out. But yeah, so fun weekend full of racing. If you're interested in any and or all of that, I think tomorrow night we're going over to my family's to make some food and have a bonfire for the weekend. That'll be fun. Just to relax, kind of enjoy company. And then Sunday, I think we're going to my wife's family's. again, relax, enjoy company, have some food, and then I think we're going to my buddy's on Monday. So it'll be a packed weekend, be plenty to do. Hey Karis, yes, this is the truck. So this is his Martinsville debut truck. The Timcast Chrome version. I don't know if you were here earlier, but I remember you were in the chat for the last time we were working on this car, but I got it finished. So here it is, the Chrome Timcast car. This is for the person that purchased the helmet, and the truck is for the person that purchased the fire suit or switched. I don't exactly remember. Cody told me, but I don't remember. So, yeah. I don't intend on making any more of these. Cody wants one for his collection of each, so eventually I'll get to that. But I gotta crank out those 50 164 cars at some point in the near future, because I would assume that his book is close to getting printed, or however that works. I'm not entirely sure. But my guess is that that is quickly approaching. I think he said something about June or July, and well, we're in May, and June is right around the corner already. So if that's the case, then I really need to get going on these cars. The blue color really makes the truck pop. Well, the actual truck, let's see if I can do this. I don't even know if I don't even want to mess up the stream. I guess you could just Google Cody Dennison Timcast, and you can see what the actual... Oh wait, no, hold on. Hold on. I'm smarter than this. So here's what the actual car looks like. Well, with the box. I don't know, Karis, did you see the box? Cody might have tweeted it out or talked about it or whatever. But yeah, so this is like a prototype of the box. We're almost done finishing it up. But yeah, so this is what the actual car will look like with that blue fade. So yeah, obviously the chrome is a little bit different than the blue, but he wanted them to be special pieces for the people that bought the stuff. So yeah, that's what it'll look like. So if you bought one of the book tiers for Cody, this is what you will be getting. And it will be 1 of 50, 2 of 53, 50, whatever number you are. So it's an interesting thing. It's been a lot of fun to go through this whole process. I've never done anything like this. I've been making cars for... Yeah, I like blue. It's not my favorite color, but I like it. I think my dad's favorite color is blue. But yeah, I've been making cars for a long time, and I've never done anything like this, especially with the real driver. So it's pretty exciting. Cody's pretty chill dude, pretty cool. He's pretty easy to work with when he responds. He's always got a lot of stuff going on, so I totally get it. But it's funny trying to get a response out of him when I need something like a headshot for the boxes, or specific decals, like all of these small associate sponsors that were on the car or truck in this case. It's funny trying to get a response from him sometimes, but overall he's pretty easy to work with, which is really cool. But yeah, like I said, I've been making these cars for since 2011, I think. Started with the 164s back then, and now I'm up to 124s. But yeah, I've never really had an opportunity like this, so it's really cool that I get this chance to make anything for a real driver, and then interact with him on a semi-regular basis, which is neat. Because as a NASCAR fan, you're always so far removed from all of anything in it, unless you know somebody or have family, or oh yeah, it's shiny, all right. It is very shiny. But yeah, you're always so far removed from anything inside the industry that I don't know. It's hard to be a fan sometimes when you don't have anybody that you know or could interact with. So it's cool that Cody will interact on occasion. Of course, he is a streamer, so his life is a little bit different than a normal driver. He pretty much makes a living interacting with people, so it's not entirely surprising that he does so. But it is cool for me, because I'm nobody. I'm just a guy in my basement that's making diecast for him, so it is pretty neat. So it's an interesting journey, I'll say that. But this truck looks cool. I'm glad I get to share the process with you guys, because I mean, one, it gives you an appreciation for how long it takes to do these sorts of things. And two, you get to see the behind the scenes and what goes into it, not just the end product, because I mean, Cody will probably show it on stream or tweet a picture out of or something, and you'd be like, oh, that's pretty cool. But here you get to see the whole, pretty much the start to finish process. So yeah, I mean, I'm glad I could share it with you guys. If you have any questions, fire away in the chat. I'm here to help, here to answer, and hopefully entertain. I don't know. I'm not the most entertaining person, but again, I'm new to this whole streaming thing. I don't think I quite have the personality for it, but I guess given the proper context and topics, I could be somewhat entertaining. Like, I did just join the NASCAR Fan Council, where they send me a survey after every race or after every event, whatever it may be, and I get to give my opinions, which I have a lot. I've been watching NASCAR since about 2000, officially what I can remember since about 2004. That was my first race, was the Brickyard 400. Jeff Gordon won it. It was a good time. And I do remember it. I don't remember everything from that weekend, but I do remember a few things. Like where we were sitting, we were way up high in the short chute between 3 and 4, kind of on the turn 4 side, so we could see down the front stretch. And I remember when Gordon won, I wanted to stay and see him do the burnouts and everything, and our cousins that we went with were like, nope, we gotta go. It's time to go. So I remember seeing like 2 seconds of a burnout before they were like, nope, we gotta go. So that was my earliest memory of being, you know, a NASCAR fan or at the track or whatever. And ever since then, I've been a fan. So that was 2004, and it's 2025 now. So 21-ish years. And I've finally decided that I wanted to join the fan council because I have a lot of opinions, and that's one way to share. Now, whether or not they listen to your opinions or care at all, who knows? Probably not, to be honest with you. It's just a thing so that we can feel good about ourselves because we said something. But it'll be interesting to see. The last one what do you think about NASCAR on Fox? How do you think NASCAR on Fox did? And NASCAR on Fox used to be the pinnacle. They used to be the top 10, 15, 20 years ago. And they have just dropped off so hard. It's incredible. Like the CW came in for the Xfinity series this year and blew Fox away. just in the production, the booth was better. Nothing against Mike Joy, but I mean, he's older. He's past his prime. He's on the downturn of his career. And Kevin Harvick and Clint Boyer, they just, I mean, to be honest with you, I didn't like Jeff Gordon in the booth either. I watched Gordon race since I was a kid, and when he retired, I'm like, well, I don't really need to watch NASCAR anymore. But then he signed up to do play-by-play with Darrell Waltrip and Mike Joy, and so I stuck around a little bit longer than I was hoping. And honestly, didn't like Gordon in the booth. Him and Darrell Waltrip didn't really get along. It always seemed like there was a weird tension that they had. And then when DW retired, and I think they brought in Clint Boyer, him and Gordon obviously had some weird tension from back when, oh man, it was 2012 when Gordon and Boyer got into a bunch of wrecks and stuff and got into each other a ton of times on the track. And yeah, so Fox has just been on a downward trajectory for a while. Let me watch the name. Yeah, and Karis, I totally agree. Like the CW for us locally is channel 43, just on like your normal antenna. And growing up, it was like if you had an antenna, you could get 3, 5, 8, 20, 3, 5, 8, 19, 20 something, and then 43, which was the CW. And it just always seemed like it was a random channel that had, I don't know, just random shows on it and stuff. I never really watched it. And for them to come into the NASCAR sphere, and honestly, they've crushed it out of the gate so far for the Xfinity series. They went to the only thing I don't like is the tracker, the scoring tracker is at the bottom, whereas traditionally the scoring tracker was at the top. But they went to a horizontal tracker, which was something Fox did a long time ago before putting the vertical one on the side of the screen, which is, I mean, I don't like. But then the production quality of the CW, the broadcast itself, the on-air talent, I mean, everything they did seems right. So I don't know if it was like somebody from Fox that left Fox years ago went over there and implemented some of that stuff, but yeah, I mean, the CW has been crushing it. I'm very interested to see how the next 6 races go with Prime, because this will be the first time that NASCAR, the Cup Series, is on a streaming service exclusively. So I'm very interested to see how that goes. Now, we have Prime, so I'll be watching them. But I have a feeling that they're going to take a massive hit in the older demographics, which, to be honest with you, NASCAR's lost a lot of their older demographics anyway. So I don't know if it'll really matter. They've been chasing the almighty new fan for the past, I don't even know how many years, bunch of years. Oh, that's interesting. Look at that. The decal split. Whoa, never had that happen before. You get to see something live on stream. I'll have to touch that up. Wow. I've never seen that happen before. It's out of focus for you guys, but trying to fix it. Alright, I don't remember who ordered this car, but don't tell them that the decal split. They can always come back and watch this later if they notice it. Huh, that's kind of disappointing. But yeah, NASCAR's been taking a hit in their older demographics for a long time, and they've been trying to chase this new, younger fan base, and they've never really found it. I mean, I suppose some younger people are tuning into NASCAR races, but it's clearly nowhere near the popularity it once was in the early to mid 2000s. Wow, that is crazy. So obviously the entire taillight is supposed to look like this. And when it went around the body, it cracked, and you can see the white. That is interesting. I've never had that happen before. So maybe we'll just add some of this softening compound to the decal before we try to take it around that sharp edge. I've done plenty of taillights on trucks and on cars around this back. Well, I mean, even this one, for example. That tail light was all one piece and it wrapped right around. That's interesting. Welcome to the stream, everybody. You saw something new. You saw something that I've never even experienced before. So yeah, anyway, this week is the first week that NASCAR will be on the the Amazon Prime streaming. And it will run for 6 weeks, I believe. And one of those 6 weeks I will not be watching on Prime because I will be in Michigan for the race. And this will be, probably I don't even know, at least 20th time I've been to Michigan for a race. Probably more. I mean, we used to go... Well, what year is it? 2025. So maybe not the 20th. We used to go every single year, both times, because they used to race at Michigan twice a year. The first race would be on Father's Day, and the second race would be sometime in August. And we started going in 2005, and we pretty much went every year up until Gordon retired in 2015, so I want to say we stopped going to Michigan. I think we went like the following year or two after, and then we kind of took a little break. And I went back in 2018 to one of the races, and then I think maybe we went back in 2019, but then 2020 happened, and well, we all know what happened then. And then we didn't go back until 2023. It rained out. I got tickets to go back in 2024, and I said that would be my last race at Michigan. It rained out again, so 2025 I got more tickets. Likely this is going to be my last race at Michigan. Hopefully it doesn't rain out this year. My buddy from California is coming in. We're going to hang out and do some stuff around Lake Erie. And then the rainout ticket money that we had from last year's race, I also rolled over into Watkins Glen. I'd never been to Watkins Glen before in all of my years. It's about maybe 5-hour drive for me, 5.5 hours, something like that. So it'll be very interesting to go to Watkins Glen this year. And I think that's it. I don't really plan on going to any more races unless Cody is close. Hey, Billy Hatcher. I've seen you... Nothing happened in 2020, right, Karis? Wink, wink. Yeah, Billy Hatcher, I've seen you on Cody's streams all the time. But yes, this is the truck. If you're just joining, this is his Martinsville debut truck. So, he wanted it in chrome. This is for the person that bought the fire suit tier of his book release. So yeah, he wanted the chrome truck version for the fire suit and the chrome car version for the helmet. So this was the helmet tier. Chrome Arca Menard Series Daytona car. That lasted about, 6 laps? Something like that. But yeah, this is the one and only truck. So whoever bought that tier, yes, is a lucky person to get this, because I will not be making another one. The only other one that I'll be making is for Cody's collection. And his will not be chrome. His will actually get the fade blue, white blue fade. So yeah, there's only gonna, I don't really plan on making any other ones. Like I said, I'll make it for Cody, and then that'll be it. I'm waiting till later in the season to make his, to have more sponsors on it, because I know from this particular race, Flux had just came on, and he added a couple other ones that are on the trunk, or the bed, deck lid, whatever you want to call it, on the truck. And then I think he had a couple other ones in this area back here and some in here. So what I want to do is capture more sponsors for whatever race later in the year. Or if he gets, you know, a top 10 or a top 5, something a little bit more meaningful. Although Truck Series debut is pretty meaningful. That was a pretty big step, which was pretty cool. So yeah, unfortunately for everybody out there that wants these, I don't intend on making more than what I am for him. So, but if you got one of the 5164s, which I don't remember, Billy Hatcher, if you did. I went through all the names. I can't remember. Your name might have been on there, might not have been. I don't remember. But this is what you'll be getting. So I don't know if you saw, I don't remember if Cody tweeted it or you did. Okay. Yeah, so this is what you'll be getting. This is the first one done. I still have 49 to make. So this is the Daytona car, what it actually looks like. It's the full wrap with the light blue to dark blue. And then everybody will get one. It will be individually numbered, and it will have your name on it. This one has Manuel's name on it. But this was just the prototype. I put the longest name on here to see how big I needed to make this square or rectangle. But yeah, yours, whoever bought one will have their name on it, and it will be individually numbered with the list that he gave me. So I couldn't tell you what number you were. But yeah, it's kind of neat. I don't know if you were on earlier when I was talking about just how cool it is to have this opportunity to help Cody out and make these things for him. This is a new experience for me. So, and it's pretty fun. It's a lot of work, not gonna lie, but it's been fun. And I hope everybody enjoys it and appreciates it. You know, all the work that goes into it. Because there's a lot of, I mean, and these are just the cars. The comic books and all the other stuff that he had with them, I mean, those all take a lot of work too, and a lot of time and effort. You're welcome, Emily. Have a good night. Glad you were here to hang out for a little bit. But yeah, all these things take a lot of time and effort, and I know Cody was doing all of his streams promoting it and everything, so he put a lot of effort in. Did you print the stickers or custom order them? So I did not print them myself. I designed them, and then there's a decal company that they actually print decals for model railroads for trains and stuff. So they also sell some NASCAR decals. And so I took my files and sent it down to them, and they were able to print them out, and they look beautiful. I mean, the quality is top notch. So, and I don't know if you've been noticing, but I dip them in water. They're just water slide decals. Dip them in water, the backing comes off. This is what the backing looks like. And then you just throw these away. So it's really funny because you really only are paying for ink. And that's essentially all you're paying for, because you cut around the decals, then you put them in water, and then the backing slides off, and then you throw the backing away, and then You're just left with the decals, the ink, which, again, very strange, very, very rare that this has ever happened. This is the first time that this has ever happened where the decal has cracked around a corner like that. So it's not the biggest deal. Like I said, I'll touch it up, but that was just kind of surprising. But again, it happens. These aren't going to be perfect. So yeah, I'm glad you guys are here. It's always, I mean, you guys, I don't know, Billy Hatcher, if you stream, but I know Karis, you do, and obviously Cody does. So it's always more fun for me when I get to interact with you guys and talk through some things and explain some stuff. It's pretty hard. I am typically not a person that just likes to talk. So, oh, you just streamed? Well, I don't know if I follow you, but I'll have to give you a follow and check you out sometime. Do you stream like gaming stuff, or is it other things? Pardon my ignorance. Like I said, I'm just kind of getting into this whole streaming thing. I figured if I'm going to be sitting here decaling these cars anyway, I'm going to either be watching streams. Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and Clank, I swear I've played that before. It's been a long time. Was that for... Did you play that on the 360 or the PS2? Was it even before that? Because I swear I played it on the PlayStation 2 back in the day. Future games are great, and only on PS3. Okay. Did they have? They had Ratchet and Clank before that, no? Or am I misremembering? I could be misremembering. It's probably that. Alright, I'll have to check out your stream because I did a little bit of gaming back in my day. But most of my gaming was like NASCAR and FIFA. There's PS2. Okay, see, I thought I played it on the PS2 like way long time ago. So that must be what I'm remembering. I don't think I ever played it on the PlayStation 3 though. I think the only games I played on the PS3 were Call of Duty, FIFA, the NASCAR games, and then I had one of the Assassin's Creeds, which I want to say it was the Revolutionary War one, which was that the third one? Was that Assassin's Creed 3? I don't remember. Maybe it was, because wasn't 4 Black Flag? I don't remember. But I thought that was fun. I had never played an Assassin's Creed game before I got that one. And I primarily got it because of the Revolutionary War aspect. At least I think it was Revolutionary War. PS4, 4 PS3 consoles. I only have my one PS3. And unfortunately, I don't really have a whole lot of time to play games anymore. I mean, you guys can see how much time it's taken just to do this car. Now, granted, if I wasn't interacting with you, it would be going by quicker, but even still, when I'm just working on these, not live, if I do, it takes a good amount of time. 4 PS3 consoles. So I do have the PlayStation 1 through 4. I have all the consoles. Unfortunately, my PS2 no longer reads discs, so at some point I'm gonna have to figure that out when I have time. Either put a new sensor in or just get a new one. I also have my PSP, which still works, and I forgot how much fun the PSP was. It's so simple. And I feel like it was ahead of its time for handheld gaming. Like that and the Nintendo DS kind of came out at the same time-ish, if I remember correctly, because my sister had a DS and I had the PSP. And I just feel like, is the fat model or the slim PS2? I have the slim PS2. Yeah, it's the slim version. But the PSP was a lot of fun. The only thing is, I never really played online. I'm trying to think. I don't remember if you definitely could. I think you could play online LAN, because my cousin had he had a PSP too, and we played. There was a soccer game for it. It wasn't FIFA, but it was something else. But yeah, I just feel like that. And then they tried the PS Vita. I was amazed as a kid to see how good the PSP looked. It was way nicer. That's what I was saying too. And I had the Darth Vader Star Wars edition, so it was the white one that came with Rogue Squadron. And yeah, like you said, it looked really nice. It was really clean. The edges were nice and rounded, and the trigger buttons were clear plastic on it, so it just had a cool aesthetic to it. But all my friends, they had the DSs and not the PSPs, so I didn't really get to play with anybody back then. I did borrow my sister's DS, and it was pink, of course, but she had Mario Kart, so we would play Mario Kart in school. I did pretty well in school, so I was able to, get away with it. But that was that was a lot of fun, because when the teacher would come by, like, we'd be playing, right? And then when the teacher would come by, we'd just like put our hands underneath the desk real quick, and then pull it back out and see if you crash or went off the track or whatever, got hit with a shell. But that was always fun. Not that I was ever a bad student or anything like that, but we did play some Mario Kart in class sometimes. But yeah, I loved gaming back then, and I don't know if it was just because you're younger and you have no responsibilities and you can just do whatever you want. Time wasn't really a thought. You could just spend hours gaming. But it was also something like the simplicity of it. Like, you don't really have to have great graphics as long as the gameplay is fun. And I think that's one thing that modern gaming kind of lost, was the graphics improved a lot, but the gameplay for a lot of games didn't really get better. I don't know. For the games that I played anyway, like the NASCAR games didn't really get a whole lot better. There were some things, sure, graphically, but the way the car is handled and the way just the overall game worked wasn't necessarily better. You had less customization and ability to do things. FIFA was pretty similar. It got better with graphics, and then it got better with gameplay, I feel like. The Call of Duty games, I don't know. Modern Warfare 2019, when it came out, was the best thing that they had done in a while. I stopped playing for a long time up until that game came out. And when that one did, I got back into it. And then with Warzone, but then I really don't play that much anymore. Be shadowed. Yeah, it's I don't know, modern gaming's an interesting thing. Now GTA 6 looks fantastic. I'm sure the gameplay will probably be good, but I was never really a GTA player. I want to say I had one of them for the PS2, maybe San Andreas, possibly. I don't even remember, to be honest. But yeah, seeing the trailer for 6 was pretty interesting. Graphics look great. Attention to detail looks great. I mean, it should. It's been... How long have they been working on that game? Something like 10 or 11 years? Some crazy number. It's been a while that they've been working on that game. I don't think I'll get it. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll see. I think I'd actually have to get a PS5. I don't think it's playable on 4, so haven't really put much thought into getting a 5. I don't really see the benefit for me personally. Also, the fact that they got rid of the disk drive and you have to pay extra for the disk drive version, I think, is kind of crazy. Kind of shows you where we're at. Like with all your games being digital, I don't love that. If you're buying something, you want it to be yours. So, yeah, don't love the fact that there are a lot of things that are digital now. Because it's kind of just like you're renting the game at that point. Like it's, I don't know. I've been buying a lot of DVDs lately. Gotta fix something here real quick. I know Emily that was on earlier, she has something like a 800 movie collection or something crazy of physical discs. Now, I'm not quite there yet, but I'm working my way. Probably have something in the realm of like 200 or 300. Doom the Dark Ages has nothing on the disc for PS5 and Xbox. Yeah, and see, that's crazy to me because, like, at some point, if the powers to be decide that you don't need to play that game or you don't want to play that game, then you won't be able to. Like every time Warzone needed an update, and that was the craziest thing about Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 is I bought the disc and I had to update it, and I couldn't play online. I couldn't put the disc in the console to play without updating it online. So I don't know, it was just crazy to me. Like, gaming's in a very strange place when that's the case. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it'll get figured out. But I'm kind of more or less the person that just likes to sit back and play games by myself anymore. DC Universe Online had this as well. Okay, yeah. So I don't know if that's the right direction for the gaming industry, but I'm not the one that makes the decisions. I feel like gamers are a different breed. They typically don't, if there's an issue in gaming, they'll speak out about it. They'll make their opinions known pretty well. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the gaming industry kind of shifts, if it does indeed go away from physical media altogether, which, who knows. But yeah, gaming is fun. There is that. It's a nice escape from all the crazy things going on in the world, but I definitely do not play as much as I used to. And at some point I'd like to get back. I'd like to get a PlayStation 2 that works and where I can play all my old games. But who knows? And again, I don't really even have the time for that anymore. I mean, we've been doing this for about, stream just past an hour. So we've been doing this for an hour, and I would say I'm like maybe half done ish. So, and this is just one car or one truck. Of course, normally what I would do is I would try to have everything cut out before I started streaming, but I just didn't have time this time. I think I'm only going to go for another half hour, because what time is it? It's like 9 o'clock right now. So I'll probably only go for another half hour or so. And maybe finish this up on Saturday night. maybe try going live again Saturday night. I don't know what I'm doing. But then, if I do, we can talk about the race tomorrow, how Cody does. Hopefully he does pretty well. Again, he'll be in the 2 truck tomorrow at Charlotte Motor Speedway. He actually had one of his best ARCA runs there last year. Heck yeah, Billy Hatcher, thanks for joining. It was cool to catch up a little bit, and I'll check after this stream and give you that follow. But yeah, Cody had one of his best ARCA runs at Charlotte last year. He was doing really well, and then a late caution came out, and it was really weird because they stayed out. I want to say they stayed out, and everybody else pitted for tires, and so he was just kind of like hung out to dry. But he restarted 3rd with like 2 to go, and when I saw he stayed out, I'm like, that's not gonna end well, and it didn't. I don't remember what he finished, like 13th or something like that, which still isn't bad, but he was just hung out to dry. Like there was no chance he was gonna finish in a positive position after staying out on worn tires when everybody else came in, put on some fresh ones, and went back out there. But before that caution came out, if I remember correctly, he was really good at saving his stuff. So later on in the run, as people started to fall off with the tire wear, he started to pick people off and climb up the leaderboard. And then, like I said, that late race caution came out. For whatever reason, they decided to stay out, and the people that pitted on fresh tires just blew his doors off, which is not his fault. But yeah, hopefully tomorrow, truck race, Charlotte Motor Speedway, Cody can do pretty well. So yeah, 22 views for the stream. That's pretty cool. Got some new people in. It was cool to see Billy Hatcher here. It's funny because like when I watch Cody's stream, he'll always say Billy Hatcher. So now Billy Hatcher was in my stream. That was nice of him to join. Karis, of course. Always fun to see Karis. I met him at Michigan last year. That was very fun. Same thing with Rob, Mr. Holy Ozone. He hasn't jumped in the chat, but I did meet him at Michigan as well. And then Emily, of course, she left, but it's always fun. It's always fun to interact with the chat. Yeah, it was a good time. I asked him if he was coming back to Michigan this year, and he said no, unfortunately. He's going to be doing some sort of... That's the same weekend that he's doing that convention thing, or whatever he's been talking about. I don't exactly know what it is, but he said he's going to have his truck there. So he will not be in Michigan this year. Which is kind of nice for me because I didn't really want to go up for multiple days. I will be going up just on Sunday. Last time I had to go up on Friday. Last year was crazy. So my buddy flew in from California Friday evening. And so what I did, and Cody raced on Friday afternoon. So I took off work, went up to Michigan Friday morning. And it was rainy, it was gross. Hung out, went to the race, met Karis, met Holy Ozone, met Cody and Jesse. Got to interact with everybody, and then as soon as the race was over, I had to leave because my buddy was flying in. So I came all the way back to Cleveland, picked him up from Michigan. Then we came back to my house. Then we went to Cedar Point on Saturday. Then we went back up to Michigan on Sunday. Last year was just, it was fun. Don't get me wrong, it was a lot of fun, but it was all over the place. So this year will be a little bit more laid back. We're only going up to Michigan on Sunday, and we're not going to do Cedar Point this year on Saturday. I think we're just going to do like Put-in-Bay or I think we're just going to do Put-in-Bay up at the lake. So that'll be pretty fun. Relatively relaxing, kind of chill. But yeah, these decals, they've gone on pretty nicely. They look pretty good. Karis, do you plan on going to any more races in the near future? I think I asked you this last stream. I don't remember if you responded or not. But I only plan on 2 more this year, Michigan and Watkins Glen, and I don't know. So Cody's not racing Michigan, obviously, and if he's not racing Watkins Glen, then I'm only going to plan on going Sunday to the Cup race, because that's all I have tickets for. But we'll see. We'll see what he says. I still have to ask him. I'll get around to it. We still got like a month and a half. It's in August. June, July, August. So we got like 2 months. I was looking at hotels for Watkins Glen though, and like, first of all, they jacked the prices up on everything for race weekend, which is annoying, but I suppose I understand. And then there's like nothing available already. Like, not only are the prices expensive, but I was looking and there's really nothing available. So not entirely sure how we're gonna make that one work, but I'll figure it out. Still got a little bit of time. That actually went on a lot better than I was thinking it would. So I think I'll only be live for another like 20 minutes or so. Don't really want to overdo it tonight. I got some other things I got to do. I have to record the audio for tomorrow's video. I still haven't done that. I have to pack up a car that I made for one of the pit crew members for Ryan Sieg's team in the Xfinity series. So I got to do that. Got to pack up another car for another friend that sold. So I got some things to do tonight still. And if I can get to them sooner rather than later, that'd be nice. But yeah. I'm glad you guys could join. Hang out for a couple hours or an hour and a half, whatever it is. Last time Cody jumped in when the stream started. That was fun. I do have to figure out like all the elements to streaming. I don't know if you guys were here from the start, but it's just like my logo and some background music, and then it jumps in. Maybe eventually, if I get better at this, I can add some other effects and some things to spice up the entrance, and maybe some different things like around the screen or whatever. But this streaming thing isn't that big for me now. I mean, at one point we had 11 people watching, which is a lot. That is pretty cool. I do appreciate everybody that tunes in, but it's not that many people. Like, you know, Cody's streaming with thousands, hundreds, multiples of hundreds. That's a lot of people. So maybe if it gets more populous, then I could make some changes. But I don't know if I'm gonna put the time into it now. Contingency decals right on the nose. And my phone didn't die, so that was cool. So far this stream has gone pretty well for technical reasons. Haven't had any hiccups, which has been nice. The only thing is I have lost my live chat on that side, and I don't know where it goes, and I don't know how to get it back. So I'm having to watch it on that screen. Maybe I'll get it figured out. Today's not the day. I didn't want to mess with it while everybody was here. So eventually I'll figure it out as to why it disappeared or how to reopen it. I tried looking in settings, but I didn't want to do all that while everybody was live. And my buddy's texting me. I told him I was going live. You can't be texting me. I got people to entertain. He's at work, so he can't watch the stream. But I told him. I said you should join anyway. Tell your friends at work. I'm sure they're interested. What other interesting things do I have to talk about while we wrap this up? Join the NASCAR fan council. Oh, I went and saw Metallica 2 weekends ago in Columbus. That was fun. First time I'd ever seen them live. Great performance. Both nights we went to the Sonic Temple festival, and they did 2 unique sets, 2 unique playlists on Friday and then Sunday, and they absolutely rocked it. So it is kind of funny because they're older now. Obviously, they are not young by any means, but they can all still play very, very well, the instruments. Voice, all pretty good, all recognizable. But the one interesting thing about them is they're kind of just like goofy old guys now. They've like, for metal, they've mellowed out, and that was kind of neat to see because, I mean, yes, there were still crazy people in the crowd moshing and crowd surfing and all that kind of stuff. I was quite far away from all of that, just kind of up in the stands, enjoying myself. But yeah, it was very interesting watching all of the crazy people do crazy people things. It was fun though. But yeah, Metallica, they still know how to put on a really good concert. And like I said, it was my first time seeing them. I thought they did really well. They didn't mess up any of their songs. There were no technical issues. I mean, this isn't their first concert, right? They've been around for a long, long time. So obviously they get it all right. But it was just cool to see them in person. Because I didn't really know how much longer they're going to be touring. Like I said, they're getting old. So we saw Guns N' Roses a few years back. We saw Van Halen before Eddie died. So I didn't know how much longer Metallica would be playing, and they were in Columbus, which is like an hour-and-a-half drive for me. So I'm like, well, heck yeah, I got to go see them. Unfortunately, missed Mother's Day. And it's the first year that my wife is a mother with our little baby, and she wasn't too happy about that, but we went up to the lake last week, so it kind of made up for it. But she got to spend the weekend with her mom and my family a little bit, and her family a little bit. So between you and me, I think she likes spending time with them more than she likes spending time with me sometimes. But with that being said, it was a good weekend. She said she had a lot of fun with the families, and I had fun down in Columbus rocking out to Metallica. They had a lot of other bands there too. And I just had the Friday and the Sunday pass. But there weren't really any other bands that I recognized. Well, that's not true. There were other bands that I did recognize, but I could only pick out like 1 or 2 of their songs. Shh. There were only like 1 or 2 songs that I could pick out that I knew like by name for some of the other bands. So I wasn't that interested in going to any of the other concerts. And it was weird because like it was at the old Crew Stadium, so they like Metallica, that was the main stage where all the big names played, and then there were like other stages off to the side. And when Metallica started, or in the middle, it was probably when they started, there was another concert going on outside the stadium, and you could hear that going on. So it was weird. But by the end of the concert, Metallica was like the only band playing, and obviously you could only hear them. But it was really cool. They had pyrotechnics, they had fireworks, they had the gigantic like beach balls that they sent out into the crowd at the end of the concert. So it was just a fun time. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I would absolutely go see Metallica again, given the opportunity. They're on the M72 tour for their new album. And I think I just saw an email that they're adding more dates in Europe, which, I mean, I don't really care about that. This is America. We're not Europe. But yeah, so it was a really cool concert. If you guys like Metallica or metal, it was a fun time. But yeah, other than that, really not a whole lot else has been going on. Like I said, I joined the fan council for NASCAR to give my opinions, and we'll see how that goes. I think I like it. I'm on the Lionel forum, so I talked to, I guess not a lot, but I talked to other members on the forum about different goings-ons and what's happening in the sport and all that kind of stuff. So I get a little bit of opinions out that way. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this fan council thing goes. Like I said, I am interested to see where it takes me. Probably nowhere. They probably don't. What it is they probably record your response, and then it goes right into the spam folder. They don't even look at it. It's just like a false thing where you think you're actually doing something good or useful, and you're absolutely not. But that's just me being pessimistic. I'm sure somebody looks at it. Maybe. Probably not. But yeah, this weekend I'm really, really hoping Larson does well in the 500 and the 600. I want to say Tony Stewart, when he did it, he got a top 5 at Indy and then came and got a top 10 at Charlotte. I think. I'm not 100% sure. I know he did get a top 5 at Indy at some point. Tony Stewart's an absolute freak. That dude wins everything that he sits in, and it's fantastic. I used to hate him as a NASCAR driver because he would, beat Jeff Gordon and stuff, but that guy, he raced IndyCar, he's raced, now he's in dragsters, but, or is he in funny cars or dragsters? He's in NHRA, so he's doing that. He's driven everything, and he's pretty much won in everything he's driven, which is fantastic. So, arguably one of the best race car drivers of all time. Just put him in anything, and he will drive it and do well. Plus, he's old now. So of course, John Force shows that you could be old and race in NHRA. But yeah, it's really cool to see Tony doing well and in a different discipline of motorsports. Because obviously he raced in NASCAR for so many years. NASCAR kind of screwed him over pretty big. He owns Eldora over in Rossburg, Ohio. And they had the Truck Series race there for, it was a while. It was probably like 5 or 6, 7 years, something like that. And to my knowledge, he was trying to get the Cup Series to go there. Or at least the Xfinity Series, something. And NASCAR was like, nope. And then they decided in NASCAR, in their infinite wisdom, decided to put dirt on Bristol. What? So, yeah, that was a decision. We'll just say that. And so, yeah, I don't think Tony was too happy with them. And I'll be honest, NASCAR as a sanctioning body, they make some horrible decisions. That's why I'm on the fan council. Hopefully, it will be worth something. Probably not. But again, you don't know until you try. So we're going to try it. Who knows where we're going to get with it. But actually, I think I'll probably just end there because all of these other decals here, let's slide this over this way. All of these other decals that I have left to do are decals that go over top other ones. Except for that one. I should put that one on. These all go over top other ones. So I think I'm just gonna, yeah, after we get these last ones on, I think I'll just call it there, because what time is it? 9:20. Yeah, that'll be fine. Unless you guys really, really want me to stay on. There's not a whole lot left to do for this truck. I'll probably, I don't know, I'll think about going live Saturday night. I'll talk to my family and see if we're busy. If not, then I could go live Saturday night and finish this puppy up. We could put the top layer of decals on, and then that'll be it. Of course, a lot of people probably be hanging out with their families on Saturday night. We're doing Friday and Sunday, so it is Memorial Weekend. So hopefully everybody has a good one. Of course, remembering all of those who served in our military and armed forces and first responders and that nature as well. I mean, my grandpa, he was in the Army back in the 60s, I think. Well, he was a police officer. And then he joined the Army. Did he join the Army first? Yeah, he was a police officer. Then he joined the Army, and he was involved in like the Cleveland riots or something back in the 60s. Or maybe it was the 70s. And his unit got called up for Vietnam, but the police chief at the time was like, nah, we can't have him leave. He's dealing with these riots in Cleveland. He's a pivotal role. And so he didn't actually have to go to Vietnam, which, you know, Vietnam was a terrible situation. One of my uncles on my dad's side, I believe he did actually go to Vietnam. Yeah, so he served as well. I have another cousin on my mom's side that's currently in the Air Force. He's like a satellite something or other communications person. A different cousin on my mom's side was in Iraq when they captured Saddam Hussein's palace back in like, I don't know what it was, 2005 or 6 or something like that. So a lot of people in well, not a lot, but a decent number of people in my family have served in the military in different roles. So yeah, it's always interesting and tough to think about, because like war is obviously a bad thing, and we see that happening across the world right now. And it's just, we take for granted everything that we have, all the freedoms, all the abilities. I mean, people in America, we really don't know how good we have it. I mean, heck, we're just live streaming BSing right now, not a care in the world. Don't have to worry about food, don't have to worry about war, you know, don't have to worry about electricity. Like, we have it really good, and it's not often that we think about those sorts of things. So hopefully this Memorial Day weekend, everybody can just kind of take a few moments to appreciate what we have here in the States, and take a moment to remember and say thanks to all those who served this country. And again, we're not a perfect country, far from it, but striving to be the best country that we can be. So I think that'll be a good place to end it today. All the decals that we have left have to go on top of the white base decals that we added. So next time, like I said, maybe Saturday night we'll do that. But yeah, it's been fun seeing everybody join. I hope everyone's had fun, and we got a little bit done. Decaling Cody's truck, the Chrome Timcast Martinsville debut, sitting here next to the Chrome Timcast Arca Daytona 2025 season opener car. So I hope you guys all have a good weekend, a good Memorial Day weekend, and a long one. And I hope I take some time at some point to remember those that have served our country, both past and present. And if I don't see you before then, hope you have a good Monday. And if I do, maybe on Saturday night, maybe we'll come back and finish this 2-truck up. So I hope you guys have a good weekend. Thank you very much for joining. If nothing else, enjoy all the racing this weekend, and we'll talk to you later. Bye, everyone.